Hey, what's going on, everyone? Donnie Bovine here. Today, I'm going to piss some people off because I'm going to tell you to stop doing what every other networking guru has been teaching you. I'm going to tell you to stop networking for referrals. So you're out here selling in mid-market companies, and somehow you ended up in a networking rooms with a guy selling magic crystals and someone who just launched their coaching business yesterday. You don't need another awkward coffee with someone who can't even spell B2B. You need real conversations that lead to real outcomes. You need a winning team that's as invested in your success as you are. That's Success Champion Networking, built for business owners who sell real solutions to real companies and are tired of networking in all the wrong rooms. No silly jingles, no pass a referral or else pressure, just smart, growth-minded pros who serve the same business-to-business audience as you do. So if you're ready to stop networking with people who think mid-market is a grocery store, go to successchampionnetworking.com, find a chapter near you, and register to visit. All right, I know networking is supposed to be all about referrals, but let's be honest. Most of us are selling into mid-market, multi-million dollar companies. Our clientele is never going to be networking. They're not at your networking events, they're chamber mixers, they're not a BNI. So people don't understand that why they get so frustrated with networking is because they've been taught and taught and taught go for referral. But if your ideal clients aren't out networking, how the hell are you actually supposed to get referrals? So back when I sold commercial printing, and when I say commercial printing, let me be honest, I was not selling business cards for $50. I was chasing, six-figure contracts, annual deals with companies spending $250,000 to $1 million a year in printing. And I'm showing up at all these networking events, meeting all these people. I'm handing out my cards, doing the old song and dance. And people would ask, what do I do? And I'd say, commercial printing. And most times what they would say is, "Oh, can you print my business cards?" I'm like, "Dude, that's a $50 order. Of course, I can't do that." And I'm like, I need companies that are spending $250,000 or more on, printing in general. And that's really when it hit me that I was networking in the wrong damn rooms. My buyers, which were, VPs of marketing, chief marketing officers, print buyers, they were never going to be networking. They were not going to be in any of the rooms that I had access or could get into. So I had to flip to, instead of going for a referral, which is somebody saying, "Hey, I friggin' know somebody who wants to buy your services," I had to change it up to go find people who also sold to my ideal clientele and figure out how to build a relationship with them to be able to actually get introduced or referred into their ideal clients. So that's the shift I made, and it's allowed me to sell millions and millions of dollars without having to do cold calls. So I'm going to walk you through this exact framework I used. It's called the synergy triangle. And if you're selling B2B, if you're tired of all these coffee meetings that don't go anywhere, you want warm introductions instead of begging for referrals, you're really going to want to take notes on this. So let me show you really how this works. So I'm going to whip up hopefully a whiteboard here in theory. Share screen. Dun, 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 dun. Gotta love things moving fast. And now we're on window. Cool. So I'm going to do this in Paint just because it's quick, fast, and easy. All right. So what I want you to think about is your ideal clientele is not going to be out networking, right? So if they're not going to be networking, then we've got to figure out how to get to them. So we're going to put you at the top, you and whatever you sell. Right. And then in the middle, we're going to put your ideal client. And so I'm going to put ideal client as, manufacturing, selling 2 million plus a year with 50 plus employees. Okay. Like the CEO of this company is never going to be out networking anywhere you're networking. So how do I get to this company and how do I get referred into them? Well, what we have to realize is if they're not out networking, who else sells to these people that are? Well, I know this manufacturing company, other things they're going to be buying and purchasing is they're going to be buying, things like promotional products. I can't talk. They're going to be buying things like, oh, well, I can't freaking type. Still can't type. Don't care. Promotional products. That's going to be a fun blooper reel. They're also buying things like consulting services, right? So the people that are also selling into these type of companies, these manufacturing companies, they're the ones that are actually out there doing the networking. So if we understand that there's other people that are out there doing the networking and selling into our ideal clientele, so then we understand that you tell people, hey, I'm so and so, this is what I sell. I sell into companies of this size, but I'd love to meet people who sell promotional products, people who sell consulting services. Because the interesting thing happens is your manufacturing, your ideal client, they're not going to be out there, but the adjacent people are. And when you ask to be introduced to these people, you're not asking for a referral, you're asking for a conversation. These people are out networking. And amazingly enough, what happens is people start making introductions to these people. And it starts to develop a framework that allows you to get a lot of really cool conversations going. But let's say I get introduced to these companies that are adjacent to me that also sell into these type of companies. What happens then is just because I get introduced to them does not mean that I'm going to automatically be have them introduce me to their ideal clientele. Like they're not going to instantly say, "Oh my God, thanks for meeting me. Let me get you to all of my people." So what I found is by understanding this dynamic is inside of my synergy triangle, they also have their own synergy triangle. Like they have their own people that trying to get to. So I'm not going to build it out on here, but understand that if it's that promotional products client at the, if you put another triangle underneath them and then break down who are their best referral partners and you connect people to those, you can literally start building this top of mind funnel that allows people to bring your name up in the right conversations. So let's think about it from this perspective. If you and I were networking, and we sat down, and by the time we were done with our get to know you kind of coffee conversation, if I make 5 to 10 solid introductions to people who are adjacent to you, that are also selling to your ideal client but are not competition, then what happens is you're going to build a cool relationship with enough people that somebody's going to go, hey, I actually know somebody that needs your services. Or the person's going, you know what? I need your services. It happens, right? And it works fantastic. So, what I am always trying to think through is how do I reverse engineer their network? Like, how do I actually make introductions? How do I actually get them connected to people that will help them build their business? So, when my service with my name pops up, they will bring my name up first. So it gets really, really interesting when you get a chance to sit down with, let's say, your best client and you start asking them, what other services do they buy for their company? And they start breaking down the other things that they're purchasing and the other things that they're buying. And as they go through, they're creating a list of industries and people that you should be connected to. Because as you get connected to those people and you start opening doors to them, to other people who also sell to the ideal clientele, you're earning the right to get the right doors opened up for you. So back like when I sold commercial printing, years ago, what I constantly found is if I got connected to enough promotional products, enough advertising, enough marketing, right, enough people, then I would regularly get referred into the right clients because I was having enough conversations around people that were adjacent to me in industries. So, what I want for you guys to do is I want you to take your best clientele and break down your own synergy triangle. Want you to put you at the top. I want you to put your best client in the center. I then want you to figure out who are the two best referral sources that also sell into that company that do not compete with you, right? And once you have those two, I want you to break down their synergy triangle. Literally break down who do they need to be introduced to. And then I want you to use your network to get introduced to the people that are your best referral sources. And then I want you to make as many introductions to those people as you possibly can. So what you'll have when you're done with this is your perfect synergy triangle and a way and means to get them. What this will ultimately allow you to do is build out what I call your starting lineup, which is a team of people, 5 to 10 people that are your best actual referral sources that will open the right doors for you when you need it. Right. When you get introduced to these people, you don't pitch them, you don't ask for referrals. You ask them, who's their ideal client? What does your perfect introduction look like? Who else do you collaborate with? You're building their triangle now after you get introduced to them. Make introductions for them, open doors for them, find someone in your network who will be a great fit for them. Like, help them win. The more consistent you are in helping others win, it builds up over time. Like, one virtual coffee with a person doesn't build trust. You got to show up, you got to follow up, you got to stay in their world. And when you consistently open doors for them, you earn that spot on their starting lineup. And that's when the warm introductions start flowing. Um, the real power move of it all is, and here's what most people miss, is each of your best referral partners, you know, having their triangle built out as well allows you to continually make many more introductions over time. Now, if I sit down with you once and give you 5 or 6 introductions, that's cool. But what happens when I start sending you 2 introductions every month? Because I'm constantly meeting new people. Eventually, I'm going to build up enough momentum for you that you want to automatically reciprocate because I'm opening up the doors. And people tell me, well, what if I can't make all those introductions? And my response is always, then you're not doing enough virtual coffees to meet enough people to be able to open all those doors. So your homework, draw your own triangle, put your top, put your best client in the middle, two best, categories in the bottom, then find 2 to 3 people in each one of those categories who are out there actively networking. Reach out, ask for their ideal clientele, help them build out their synergy triangle, and then make your first introduction for them this week. Don't overthink it. Don't wait. Just start making introductions. If this was helpful, do me a favor. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. Drop a comment below. Tell me what industry you're in and who you're going to connect with. If you want to experience this kind of networking real time, check out Success Champion Networking. We've got chapters all over. The link will be in the description. This is how you build real relationships that actually grow your business, not collecting business cards, not begging for referrals. Strategic introductions with people who have access to your ideal client. That's the game. All right. I'm going to sneak out of here. Love you, mean it. See you. Bye.